So here's a piece of root piece I found on the beach, I don't know, a couple months ago. It's Western red cedar, or it might be Douglas fir. It's hard to tell. Root is always harder wood. I know it's root because, well, you can see how twisty it is, and you can see here, like it grew around a rock was once there. It grew around a rock. It's a good time. I kind of look at this. I see an eye and an eyelid, and kind of I could carve a mouth there and kind of do like a bullhead or a dragon head. But I'm not going to do that. This is going to be a succulent holder. I made these videos a bunch of years back, and I haven't really done any too recent. I haven't done any of these videos of the succulent holders, and they're big sellers, and they look neat in your yard, and they are good for gifts, I guess. um, Here we have the new Dremel bit. What is it? Dremel Power Carving Bit 9953. I'm going to put the camera in the overhead. We're going to talk about this bit. And we are going to do heavy hands on this piece to see how this bit holds out. All right, so here's the Dremel bit out of the package. Dremel 9953. I did read on here somewhere where it says it's made in China. Yeah, right there. Made in China. The very top where my finger is. It sure looks to me like here. Well, let's show it to you anyways. Now this is a whole cylinder, and it hasn't been compressed onto the head, the shaft. Looks like it's one unit. Now here's a Kutzall. Now the Kutzall's shaft this is 1/8 that goes into your Dremel or whatever tool you got. This is compressed in here. Kutzall is working on making all the bits so they're not compressed and they're one full piece. Now it sure looks to me, this is a used Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr. I'm sorry, it's unfortunate I don't have any brand new ones to show you exactly like this, but it sure looks to me like Dremel has copied the Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr. And today I'm going to give it the heavy hands test. Now, I'm not sponsored by Dremel. I'm pretty sure Dremel knows who I am. I'm not sponsored by Kutzall, but I am a Kutzall affiliate. And when you guys buy these burrs, watching these videos, going to the Kutzall site, you'll save yourself 5%. Now, these burrs are made by Kutzall in America. These burrs are made in China. And another thing, too, about me is I really don't give a shit. I'll say what I want, how I want, against who I want. But I'm not out to try and make a company look better or a company to look worse. I'm not sponsored by anybody. And probably for that reason that I just don't give a shit. So let's put on some tape on our fingers and start cutting a hole in this hard root piece with this new Kutzall wood carving bit. I'm suspicious it's made in China. It's not made out of tungsten steel. These ones are. I know the Kutzalls are good burrs. I gotta say, Sabertooth are good burrs. The Fordham Typhoon ones, they're all right. They don't make them as aggressive as this, and they don't seem to last as long. I'm kind of thinking that this burr is made by the same place that Fordham gets their burrs made. But who am I to say? Right? Like, let's just put it on the Dremel full speed ahead and put some tape on our fingers, and we'll be carving this sucker deep in here. And we'll see how much I burn this burr out. These sharp points. Yeah, these things cut good when they're new, but if they're not the good steel, they're not going to cut good for too long because the tips of these little cutters, they roll over. And before I start carving, some people might be like, oh, well, that's not fair. You're carving super fast and heavy on this piece of super hard piece of root wood when you're testing out this new to the public burr. Well, like I said, I don't care. I do it the way I know good burrs. I know bad burrs. I'm going to test it the way I test it. Don't care. Don't care. Shit bounce. Okay, so I got on the wood where I want to cut the hole. You know, it should be about that deep, about 2 or 3 inches. You know, you could use if you have a drill press, you could use like a Forester bit or one of those spade bits. That helps out. You know, I could take this to my chainsaw tent. I could do this in 1 minute, haul this out, but that's not the point. Some of you don't have chainsaws. Some of you don't have the Forester bits. Some of you don't have drill presses. You know, you could use a drill and just use a drill bit lots of times, drill a bunch of holes, get a hammer, bang it out. But let's test this bit out. So I'm using a Dremel, and this is actually not a true test because I'm using the Dremel flex shaft with the Dremel 4000. Why I say it's not a true test. The true test is if I hooked it right up to the Dremel itself, this burr, and didn't use a flex shaft, because this flex shaft has like a coil inside here, and there's lots of forgiveness. But I'm so used to carving at this table. Let's push dig, push heavy, and just pretend that we're using a Kutzall bit on here, but we're just using the Dremel bit. Okay, stand by. 3, 2, 1, power. So you see I got about 1.5 inches here, a couple inches up here, some depth in there. I think I'm going to quit carving this for now and just use my Forester bit on a drill to drill some deeper holes so the roots can get down a little bit lower. But I think this is pretty good for depth for the succulents. You could always make the dirt higher too, right? Hi, Eddie. My buddy Eddie started making these. Actually started an online store, NorCal Succulents, selling succulents. But then they opened a store, and he hollows these things out. Well, he used to, anyways. And he would pile the dirt up higher, but then he would put moss in there to make sure the moss would help the things root or something like that, and keep the moisture in the dirt. So that's that. So we got some redwood here. This has been working not too bad, I must say. I can see here, if I look, I don't know if you guys are going to be on the camera, but I can see some tips of the teeth have already started to roll over a bit. Now, I did go to the Dremel site for these bits, and I found out that these are made out of stainless steel, heated stainless steel. So the Kutzall ones are however you say it, tungsten steel, and these ones are heated stainless steel. But let's try it on a piece of this redwood quickly here. Just turn on the dust collector. Now, one thing I definitely do notice with this, it's not more aggressive than the Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr, but it does, and I'm not trying to knock anybody, it does leave deeper cut marks in there, like that. So maybe it's not, I don't even know how they make these type of burrs, but maybe it's not done. Maybe Kutzall offsets their little cutters. These ones kind of seem like they're lined together. And that's how you get the bigger cut marks. Let me give you an example. See those marks there? I think it would be pretty good for the hobby carver, but if you're going to be doing lots of heavy carving on harder wood, I don't know. I don't know if I should suggest it and unsuggest it, but I showed you guys how it worked. So tungsten steel, stainless, hardened stainless steel, and I do like the Kutzall bit because you can tell here. I don't know if you can see on the video, but the point is more pointier. So when you want to use a thinner point, you could use this point. This one's a little bit more rounder here for the Dremel. But I don't know. That's about it. I'll leave it to you. You can get these on Amazon. You get the Kutzalls on Amazon too, or also you can get the Kutzalls in the description below. Go to the Kutzall site. Use the code CFusion. I'm going to stick with the Kutzalls myself. These are my go-to burrs right here. Okay, you can see here all those dots in there. I hollowed it out more with this spade bit. Took it back upstairs and cleaned it. Don't forget to put your drain holes in. Then I'll get some of that black rubber spray tomorrow. Spray it in here, then put the succulents in. Ow. And there you go. There's a perfectly cheap, good succulent holder.